A 58-year-old man kissed his wife goodnight, went to bed, and never woke up. No warning signs, no chest pain, no history of major illness. His wife thought he was sleeping in. He wasn't. This is not a rare story. It happens more often than you think. And what's terrifying is that the thing that killed him is something millions of people over 50 are doing right now, tonight, without any idea of the danger they're in. I'm going to tell you exactly what leads to sudden death during sleep in people over 50, why your doctor may not have warned you, and most importantly, what you need to stop doing before you go to bed tonight. Stay with me. This could save your life or the life of someone you love. Section 1. Why people over 50 die in their sleep, the silent epidemic. The medical term is sudden nocturnal death, and it is far more common in people over 50 than in any other age group. According to a landmark study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, approximately 50% of all sudden cardiac deaths occur during sleep or rest, and the risk increases dramatically after age 50. But here's what most people don't understand. Dying in your sleep is rarely random. It is almost always the end result of a chain of habits and conditions that have been building for years. Habits that you can change. Let's talk about the biggest ones. Section 2. The number one killer, undiagnosed sleep apnea and sudden death. After 50. The single most dangerous thing millions of people over 50 are doing, often without knowing it, is sleeping with undiagnosed obstructive sleep apnea, OSA. Sleep apnea is a condition where your airway repeatedly collapses during sleep, causing you to stop breathing, sometimes hundreds of times a night. Each time your oxygen drops, your heart is placed under massive stress. Here's the science. A groundbreaking study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the Sleep Heart Health Study, followed over 6,000 adults and found that severe sleep apnea was associated with a 2 to 3-fold increase in the risk of fatal cardiovascular events, particularly between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. A more recent meta-analysis in the journal Chest confirmed that moderate to severe OSA significantly increases the risk of nocturnal sudden cardiac death, especially in men over 50. Why is it so deadly? Every time breathing stops, your body triggers a stress response. Adrenaline floods your system, blood pressure spikes, heart rate surges. Do this 300 times a night, night after night, year after year. And your heart eventually gives out, often without warning, often in the night. Warning signs you or your partner may have sleep apnea. Loud, chronic snoring, gasping or choking sounds during sleep, waking with headaches or a dry mouth, daytime fatigue no matter how long you sleep, waking up to urinate multiple times at night. Do not ignore snoring or poor sleep quality after 50. See a doctor, get a sleep study. This is not optional, it is life or death. Section 3. The silent heart attack. What's happening to your heart while you sleep? Did you know that heart attacks are most common between midnight and 6 a.m.? This is not coincidence. A study in the journal Circulation confirmed a circadian pattern of acute myocardial infarction, with peak risk occurring in the early morning hours. During this period, blood pressure surges, clotting factors in the blood are at their highest, and coronary arteries are most prone to spasm, a perfect storm for a fatal event. But here's the dangerous behavior that dramatically increases this risk, and that millions of people over 50 do without a second thought: going to bed with uncontrolled high blood pressure. If you are over 50 and you are skipping your blood pressure medication, taking it inconsistently, or haven't had your blood pressure checked in a while, you are gambling with your life every night. Research published in the European Heart Journal, a large-scale study called MAPEC, found that taking blood pressure medication at bedtime rather than in the morning reduced the risk of cardiovascular death by 66% compared to morning dosing. The nighttime blood pressure dip is protective. Losing it is deadly. Stop doing this. Going to bed with blood pressure above 130/80 without medical management. Talk to your doctor about nighttime dosing. Section 4. The hidden arrhythmia, atrial fibrillation, and sudden death during sleep. Another major cause of sudden death during sleep in people over 50 is undiagnosed atrial fibrillation, AFib, an irregular heart rhythm that causes blood clots to form inside the heart, which can travel to the brain, causing a fatal stroke, or block a coronary artery. AFib affects an estimated 33 million people worldwide, and the majority of dangerous episodes occur at night when the nervous system shifts into its rest mode. What makes AFib particularly treacherous is that it often has no symptoms. Many people live with AFib for years, their hearts silently misfiring while they sleep, until a fatal clot is released. Risk factors that dramatically increase AFib after 50. Alcohol consumption, even moderate amounts. High-salt diet. Sleep apnea. Yes, again, it is that dangerous. Obesity. Thyroid disease. Untreated high blood pressure. Stop doing this, drinking alcohol in the evening if you are over 50 with any heart risk factors. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that even 1 to 2 drinks per day was associated with a 16% increased risk of incident AFib. At night, that risk is amplified because alcohol disrupts your heart's electrical rhythm during sleep. Section 5. The deadly bedtime habit, sleeping on a full stomach after 50. This one surprises most people, and it almost never makes the news. Eating a large meal within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime after age 50 is a genuinely dangerous habit. And here's why. When you lie down on a full stomach, several life-threatening events can be set in motion. 1. Acid reflux and aspiration. Gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, which is extremely common after 50, can cause stomach acid to travel up into the airway while you sleep, especially lying flat. Silent aspiration of acid can trigger laryngospasm, sudden closure of the vocal cords, or bronchospasm, both of which can cause suffocation during sleep. A study in Gut Journal linked untreated nocturnal GERD with increased risk of sudden respiratory events during sleep. 2. The vagal response and sudden cardiac arrest. A very full stomach activates the vagus nerve, which can slow the heart rate dramatically. In people with pre-existing heart disease or conduction abnormalities, common after 50, this vagal surge can trigger a fatal arrhythmia during sleep. 3. Blood sugar spikes and crashes. Eating a carbohydrate-heavy meal before bed causes nocturnal blood sugar spikes, followed by reactive hypoglycemia, blood sugar crashes, during sleep. In diabetics or pre-diabetics, a group that includes roughly 1 in 3 Americans over 50, severe nocturnal hypoglycemia is directly linked to cardiac arrhythmia and sudden death. This was confirmed in the Diabetes Care Journal, which showed that nocturnal hypoglycemia was associated with QT interval prolongation, a precursor to fatal heart rhythms. Stop doing this. Eating large meals, especially heavy carbohydrates or alcohol within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime. Section 6. Medications that can kill you in your sleep after 50. This is the section I find that most people, and frankly too many doctors, don't discuss openly enough. Several commonly used medications dramatically increase the risk of dying in your sleep, and their use skyrockets after age 50. 1. Sedative sleep aids and benzodiazepines. Drugs like Ambien, Zolpidem, Xanax, Alprazolam, Valium, diazepam, and even some antihistamines, Benadryl, cause respiratory depression. They slow your breathing. In a person with undiagnosed sleep apnea, taking a sleeping pill is like adding gasoline to a fire. A study published in BMJ Open found that people prescribed hypnotic sleep medications had more than 3 times the hazard of dying compared to non-users, even at low doses. 2. Opioid pain medications. If you are over 50 and managing chronic pain with opioids, even prescribed ones, know this. Opioids are the leading drug cause of respiratory depression and death during sleep. They suppress the brain's drive to breathe, and when combined with sleep apnea, the result can be fatal. The FDA issued a black box warning for all opioids, citing this exact risk. 3. Mixing medications. Polypharmacy, taking multiple medications, is nearly universal in adults over 50. Certain combinations, including blood pressure medications combined with sedatives or anticoagulants combined with NSAIDs, like ibuprofen, can cause catastrophic events during sleep. Stop doing this. Taking over-the-counter sleep aids without discussing them with your doctor, especially if you snore or have sleep apnea. Section 7. The one test that could save your life tonight. If you are over 50, there are 5 things I would urge you to do this week, not next month, this week. 1. Get your blood pressure checked, and ask your doctor about nighttime dosing if it's elevated. 2. Get a sleep study. A home sleep test costs under $200 and could reveal life-threatening apnea you don't know you have. 3. Ask for an EKG, electrocardiogram, a simple 10-minute test that can detect AFib, dangerous heart rhythms, and early signs of heart disease. 4. Get your fasting blood sugar and HbA1c checked to screen for prediabetes and diabetes, both of which dramatically increase nocturnal cardiac risk. 5. Review all your medications with your doctor, especially if you take anything for sleep, pain, or anxiety. These are not optional extras. They are potentially life-saving conversations that take less than one doctor's appointment. Section 8. What to do tonight. Sleep safe after 50. Before you go to bed tonight, here is your action plan. Stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before sleep. Take your blood pressure medication as prescribed. Ask about bedtime dosing. Avoid alcohol within 3 to 4 hours of bedtime. Sleep on your side, not your back. Back sleeping worsens sleep apnea significantly. Avoid sleeping pills unless medically supervised, especially if you snore. Set a consistent sleep schedule. Irregular sleep disrupts your circadian rhythm, which directly impacts cardiovascular risk. Keep your bedroom cool, between 65 to 68 degrees, 18 to 20 degrees. Research shows cooler temperatures reduce nocturnal cardiac strain. The man I told you about at the beginning of this video was not unlucky, he was unaware. And that is something we can change. If you are over 50, or you love someone who is, the information in this video is not meant to scare you. It is meant to empower you. Sudden death during sleep after 50 is largely preventable. It requires awareness, honest conversations with your doctor, and a willingness to change a few habits that could be silently killing you. Share this video. Someone you know needs to see it tonight. Like and subscribe for more life-saving medical information every week, and drop a comment below. Did you know about any of these risks before watching? I read every comment. Stay safe, sleep well, and I'll see you in the next video.